What's going on, guys? So this was supposed to be a completely different video. So when we were planning out this video, this was supposed to be the reveal video to y'all, to the public, that we are pregnant. And unfortunately, that whole thing changed this past week. And we're gonna get into the story of what happened and all the details of everything. But first, we wanted to show you the clips of us revealing it to our family, our reactions to being pregnant and stuff like that. And then we'll go ahead and at the end, we're going to talk about what happened, where we're going forward with this, and how you can have hope in a situation similar to this.
I think it's okay. I can't tell. Oh shoot.
What? What's up, y'all? It's your favorite couple, the Baylors, and today's a very special, nerve-wracking, exciting video.
There's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
We're pregnant. All right, so this is what happened.
And she was freaking out.
So, I don't know how much information I can go into, but I am a week late on my period, over a week late by now. And I took a test when I was originally late, and I didn't think I saw a line, but I was only waiting like a minute and then just like throwing the test away. You're supposed to wait 5 minutes. You think I would know better. I'm a labor and delivery nurse, but I deal with people after they're already pregnant. So I was taking them and I was like a week late and my boobs hurt and my back hurt, but I was like, it's gotta be nothing. I must have just skipped a period because they looked negative. And yesterday I took one and I took it and then I sat it on the back of the toilet and we left and went to the grocery. And then I came back and I went to go to the bathroom and I picked up the pregnancy test I had left there and it was positive. And I was like, there's no way, maybe just because it was a long time, like that's a long time, it was over an hour, it just like gave me a false positive or an evaporation line. So I took another one and I saw something super faint on it, but I was like, maybe my mind's just messing with me. So I woke Ashton up from his nap and I was like, you need to look at this. This is not how I wanted to tell him, but I was actually freaking out, like shaking. Yeah. I was like, you need to look at this. I think I see a line, but I don't know. And sure enough, like you had to hold it at the right angle. It was so faint, y'all. Like I could have so easily missed it had I not left that one on the back of the toilet.
Yeah, I totally downplayed it. I'm like, there's no freaking way. Like
he was like, I don't even see a line. I'm like, babe, like look at it in the sunlight. Like there's a line, and it was so small, y'all.
And then she like took another one, like a more professional one, and you could see a line. And in my head, I'm like, nah, that's just BS. And yeah, so it's crazy.
So here's a new series of vlogs.
Yep, and we're gonna show you guys all the reactions of.
We're going to show you reactions. We're going to show you everything. Nursery, things we buy, things we do, baby showers. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I got to work on my dad bod now and my dad jokes. So now we're going to show you guys all the reactions from our family and friends. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you guys at the end.
All right, so it is April 29th, and I'm going to my second ultrasound. So today I am 6 weeks and 2 days, according to my last scan. We thought I was a lot further along, but I was measuring small at my last scan. So there's only a gestational sac, which was a little bit nerve-wracking and unexpected. So today I go back, and we're really hoping and praying to hear the baby's heartbeat and actually see a fetal pull and the flicker of a heart. So I will update you guys after my appointment, but we've been waiting for this appointment because we are dying to tell our family and we don't want to tell anybody until it's confirmed and we really hear the heartbeat and things like that. So we're super excited and I really, really hope everything goes well because last time I was devastated and really upset and it was just scary because it's the unknown. So I'm really hoping for good news today. And I really didn't update you guys after my last appointment because honestly, I was so upset. Like I went in, we thought I was 7 weeks and I only measured 5 weeks in 3 days. So at 5 weeks and 3 days, it's normal to only see a gestational sac with nothing in it. But for me, expecting to go in and hear the baby's heartbeat and seeing an empty gestational sac was super hard, super upsetting. My paperwork actually literally says threatened miscarriage on it, which is terrible. But I got my HCG levels drawn that day and they were like 5,000. I got them redrawn. That was on a Friday. I got them redrawn the next Monday and they had over doubled, which was a great sign. My OB thinks that I literally just ovulated late and that's kind of why my dates were off. So we're really hoping that that's the case and that today we get to see that heartbeat that we've been waiting to see. So we actually waited to tell everybody until we got to see the baby's heartbeat. And this is me FaceTiming Ashton in my appointment because he was not allowed in due to coronavirus. So I FaceTimed him and showed him the little baby's flickering heartbeat on the screen, and you could kind of see it wiggle and move. It was so crazy yet so cool.
All right, we need you guys' opinion on something. Me and Jen have been going back and forth. We've been doing a bunch of home improvement stuff, and she thinks this is a good idea. I'm unsure about it, but I don't know. Here, I'll show you real quick. So we thought that we should add something to our house. We just didn't know if this was. We just didn't know if that was what we should add or not. It doesn't matter. It's too late. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Jen would just randomly just pees on sticks all the time.
I do because I get scared, and so I missed.
You guys trying?
No, I mean no, we weren't trying.
No.
But we weren't like necessarily preventing it that well, and I missed my period like a week ago. And I thought they were negative, but I wasn't waiting long enough. And I peed on one yesterday, and I forgot about it on the back of my toilet. And I came back like 2 hours later, and I was like, oh my God, that's positive. So I went to the store, and I took like...
She woke me up from a nap and was like, is this positive?
I was freaking out.
I was like, nah, that's like fake.
So fun fact for anybody who does not know, when you do a screen recording on your iPhone, it catches no volume. So I found this out the hard way. This is me telling my best friend Madeline and catching her reaction. I really wish y'all could hear her voice. There's a couple other people I recorded through my iPhone, and sadly there is no audio. But I'm so glad I did it because at least I get to see their reactions. I'm thinking about buying a new car because we probably need to.
Why? What happened? You're pregnant.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh my God. You're pregnant?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Is this a surprise or are you guys planning?
No, it was a surprise.
A surprise baby?
Yep.
Wow.
That's how you're supposed
How's Ashton handling that?
Oh, I freaked out at first.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, your life will never be the same, right?
No.
Yep.
to. How far along are you?
8.5 weeks.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty good.
9 weeks already?
Yeah, we've known for a while.
Okay. She pregnant? She's pregnant? Right? Are you?
Yes.
I can see that. I know little babies when I see it's a little tiny baby.
Yeah.
Wow, honey.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that something? Well, congratulations, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yep.
You would name it Mary Ann, aren't you?
Yep.
Even if it's a boy.
Yeah, even if it's a boy. Are you done with your dishes?
Is it what I think it is? Is that an ultrasound? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jen! Oh, congratulations!
Thanks.
How far?
I'm due December 22nd, so
Oh, look, I got goosebumps.
yeah, I'm like
Literally.
8.5 weeks.
Oh, hug. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we're
Are you
very.
gonna find out if it's a boy or a girl?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we're excited.
All right, I'll be moving in to be the nanny.
Yeah, you will be. So this is a clip, again, without volume, of me telling my brother, and he may never admit it, but he definitely looked like he wanted to cry. You can kind of read their lips, and he literally is saying, "What is that?" And he asked me if it was an ultrasound, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're pregnant." So it is kind of cool. You can kind of still try to read lips and get people's responses, but I don't know if I've ever seen him smile for that long and that big. Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous.
Ashton is freaking out because we're about to tell his mom that we're pregnant.
That just makes like before
He's
it was
freaking out. I've never seen him so scared.
like it's like real now. Like before, like it was real, but now it's like real. I don't know.
You can do this.
All right, fine. We got you a gift. We got you a gift.
Do not flip me out. It's not real.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. I can't zoom in.
Yeah, it's Happy Grandmother's Day.
For real.
Yep.
Like, don't mess with me.
We're not.
We're not.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. You're gonna be a grandma.
If I cry, then you say you're messing with me.
We're not messing. I wouldn't mess with you like that.
We're not messing with you, no. Yeah. It's real.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. When did you find out?
Oh my gosh, like over a month ago. So this is me telling my cousin Annie, and she's more like a sister than a cousin, but I was so excited to tell her. Her eyes, that was the funniest thing. That was right when I held up the ultrasound picture. She wasn't even paying attention, and then she looked up at the screen, and her eyes just got so big, and she kept saying, I'm going to cry. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I think she's been waiting for this day, honestly, since the day I got married. This was her next stepping stone that she's just been waiting for me to announce to her. And this is me telling my sister, Megan. And I told her before I saw the baby's heartbeat or had my 8-week ultrasound, but she just said, you are not pregnant. No, you're not. She did not believe me. She did not believe that was my ultrasound. And here is me telling my friend McKenna. This is one clip where I really wish I had the volume just so you guys could hear her scream and just the excitement in her voice. I was super excited to tell her too because I knew she'd freak out. She's been asking me to have a baby also since the day I got married. This?
Yeah, I knew.
Oh,
You're pregnant?
yeah.
No, you're not. Oh my God, Jen. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm so excited. How long are you?
8.5 weeks.
Jen, I'm so excited. I'm gonna cry. Oh my God, wait, I need to take a screenshot.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yep. I'm due December 22nd.
December 22nd.
Yep.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. 2020. That's a lot of twos, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, guys. I wanted to show you guys something.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there just one in there?
Yes, thank God.
One little tiny bean?
One little tiny bean, yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Did you tell your dad yet?
Yeah, they know.
What did he do?
He was really excited.
I bet.
Yeah. I knew I had to tell you guys soon because Nana and Debbie know, and they're not good at keeping their mouths.
The Woolly Network's pretty.
It is. Yeah.
Becky wants to know.
Oh. Hi.
Oh, we're gonna have a baby.
Yep.
Oh, Jenny Penny.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. We're excited. So those were all the clips that we recorded when we found out, the clips that I recorded throughout my pregnancy. I kind of updated you guys before a couple ultrasound appointments, and then just videos of us telling our family and friends. So we're going to tell you guys what happened basically from the time those clips ended. So we told our family and friends when we were about 8 weeks, and from the start I was measuring really far off. At my first appointment I should have been 7 weeks. I only measured 5 weeks. And they weren't that concerned. My HCG levels looked great. I came back for an ultrasound the next week. There was growth. I had a gestational sac, and then 2 weeks later, right before we told our family and friends, we saw the baby's heartbeat, and I put a clip of Ashton when I FaceTimed him during that. The heartbeat was perfect. The baby was measuring a little bit smaller than we expected at 8 weeks, but they weren't really concerned because the heartbeat and everything was fine. So about a week later, after I had that appointment, I wasn't going to go back for 4 weeks until my 12-week scan. and we had went to Charleston for the weekend, and I was feeling great. Like, I went back to work on a Wednesday, and I just felt really good. Everybody was like, how are you feeling? And I was 9 weeks, and I was like, I'm feeling really good. But I had this feeling in my heart that just something wasn't right. Everybody asks me about it, and I think they expect me to say I was bleeding, I was cramping, but none of that's true for me. I had what's called a miscarriage. So it's literally what it sounds like. It's when you miss your miscarriage. I just knew something was off, and I just had this feeling in my heart. And I'm a labor and delivery nurse, so I have ultrasounds and equipment at my disposal. So I ultrasounded myself at work because I needed to know what I was feeling. And I could see the baby, and I couldn't see the flicker of the heartbeat that I had seen at a previous appointment. And our machine's a little bit older. It's probably not up to grade with other ones, but I also knew what I was looking for. So I tried not to freak out because I was at work, and I tried to Doppler myself with the handheld little Doppler that they use when you kind of get further along in your pregnancy at your appointments to check the heartbeat. And at 9 weeks, you should be able to find it, and I could not find it. And I did it right over where I saw the baby on the ultrasound, so I know I was in the right spot. The next morning, I didn't want to call my OB and tell her, hey, last night at work, I ultrasounded myself, and I didn't like what I saw. And I just have this feeling in my heart. So I didn't want to do that. I ended up going to an ultrasound clinic right by our house. I called her the next morning, and I just said, hey, do you have an appointment available today? They do like 3D ultrasounds, and it's not a medical facility. It's just to go see your baby, I guess. So I went there, and I told Ashton kind of what I was feeling, and he was like, everything's fine. Do you want me to take you? And I was like, no, let me just go by myself. I don't even know if they'll let you go in. So I went, and she put the ultrasound on me, and hers was very high quality, and instantly I knew what I was seeing. I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want to tell her I'm a nurse or I had an idea. And she scrambled around for a couple minutes, which felt like a couple hours. And she tried to light it up, and it only lit up my arteries. So it was not showing blood flow through the baby. And she just looked at me, and she said, I need you to leave here, and I need you to go right to your doctor. And I was like numb, literally numb from head to toe. I walked out of there. I called him. I was screaming. I was crying. He tried to get me to pull over and tell me he'd come pick me up, and I just needed to get home. I was right down the road, so I drove home. I called my doctor, and thank God she was on call that night. I don't know, do you have anything to add in so far?
Yeah, I mean, you called me, and literally screaming, crying, and that's when I just knew, as soon as you left, I just knew, I had this bad feeling in my stomach, oh man, what if there's a possibility that the baby's gone? And I almost, was feeling like I had to prepare for that response. So it was something that was just cast on my heart that, hey, prepare for the worst. And I was I just told her everything was going to be okay, but then for some reason when she left, I just knew, something was off, something was wrong. So I was just preparing for that. So when she called me and stuff, I was like, okay, come home, if you want me to come pick you up, I can pick you up. Do you need me to take you to the emergency room? I didn't really know what the next steps were, and I don't think really she knew what the next steps were. We thought we could just go get this thing done right away, and luckily we got it done fast. But you lucked out just from working at the hospital to get an appointment, Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, and what he means by get it done is finish the process, I guess you could say. So like I said, it was a miscarriage. So I didn't cramp, I didn't bleed. The baby was still inside of me essentially. And you have to get it out, So yes, my doctor was on call. I called her. I told her what happened. The ultrasound I had, like I said, it wasn't a medical facility, so it doesn't really count. But like you said, I work at the hospital. I know these doctors. They know me. And so she trusted me. She believed me that I knew that I was right. And she told me my options. So you really have 3 things you can do. I could do at least at 9 weeks. I could have a D&E, which is a surgery where they go in and they remove everything out of your uterus. I could take a pill called Cytotec, and that induces a miscarriage. You take it at home. It causes cramping. It causes bleeding, and you basically miscarry at home.
You chose not to do that one just because,
yes.
You don't want that process happening at home and stuff like that, and you don't want to see all that. Like, you'd rather have it done faster.
Yeah, I couldn't stand the thought of the cramping and bleeding and the pain and having to, in my head, miscarry my baby at home on my toilet alone. I mean, I couldn't fathom that, and I've heard horror stories about it. A lot of times it doesn't completely get everything out, and you have to have a D&C anyway, or D&E anyway. And then the other option was just expectant medical management, which is where I just wait and see if my body does it on its own. And the minute I found out that the baby was gone, I don't know if this sounds harsh, but honestly, my first thought was, I need this finished. I couldn't stand the thought of waiting another day, knowing my baby was essentially dead inside of me. I couldn't. I mean, it destroyed me, and I wanted it done. I wanted the pain done. I just needed it over. So I chose the D&E, and my doctor, she's amazing. She got me in the next morning at 11 a.m., and I had the procedure. It was quick, and I'm very glad I chose what I did. I was under general anesthesia, so I was completely asleep, and I just woke up, and I mean, I don't want to say I woke up and things were resolved, because obviously, like, our hearts are going to take a lifetime to heal from this, literally. But that's kind of what happened. That's really the whole story from then on.
Yeah, and I mean, it was like a way. It felt like forever. It didn't feel like that quick. Like, you made it seem like
from
so
like
quick.
6 p.m. to 11 a.m.
Like, it was just like it was just all day. Like, you had to get Taco Bell, so she got Taco Bell for her last supper because she can't eat before her surgery. So she had Taco Bell, so we got her Taco Bell.
For the first time in like 5 years. Don't think I'm like 30.
Yeah, she was like, I'm getting some Taco Bell. And yeah, it was like one of those things where we just had to wait to finish it, you know. And it's, as like you were saying, like, it sounds like, I don't know how that sounds, like, finish it, but at the same time, it's like we want closure and we want to move on, and that's why we're filming a video like this. That's why we post on our Instagram, because we want to be people that speak up and speak out and talk about tough things, you know. Like, we don't, like, a lot of people don't talk about their miscarriages, and then, like, when Jen posted something, everybody was like, oh, I had that situation too, but nobody's ever posted about this stuff. So, like, how can people connect and people feel like they're not the only one going through something like this when you don't post about it? And that was the biggest thing why we wanted to make a video like this. And the process was just so much longer than that. It was, I mean, we got to the hospital, I don't even know what time did we get there, 9?
I think it was just like 3 solid days of me like screaming, crying, and like so pissed at God that it felt like it was 3 weeks. Like, it doesn't feel, it was a week. It was almost less than a week ago from today that I had my surgery, and it feels like it was a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, like, we're still hurting like it was yesterday, but it just, God, it's a pain. It's when you're in pain and suffering, I swear, every hour is a day.
Yeah, and I think that, yeah, I mean, we're at the hospital for 6-7 hours, and her surgery was only 12 minutes, you know, and obviously with COVID and stuff, like, it took longer. We had to wear masks. Like, it's a very unique experience just in general, and obviously hope we never have to experience, or anybody has to experience the same thing like that. You're losing your baby, especially after we got excited about having, like, after we told our friends and family, we're excited, and, like, I started speaking into existence, like, oh, my future baby boy will feel like this or do this, and you start speaking like that, and you start living like that, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you're like, what the heck?
We
like,
had it for a week. We had, like,
yeah,
we felt safe, and we told people, and it lasted a week.
Yeah, and, like, you're speaking everything into existence, and you're getting excited about this thing, and we're looking at cars, you know, and we're looking at car seats, and like, oh, how are we gonna get the car seat? I'm looking at family trips we can take, and all of a sudden it's just gone, you know. And I think that if it wasn't for, like, my faith and our faith, this would have been much harder. And even though we were mad at God temporarily, God allows us to move on faster. And people say time heals, and time, yeah, it could be a factor of healing. Like, it's going to take time to heal, time to recover, but Jesus heals, and that is the biggest thing that I've learned through this whole situation, that even though we can blame him for taking our baby, it's not that simple, and that isn't the cause of why our baby passed away. But I can look to Jesus for strength, and I'm actually really proud of how Jen has handled this whole thing. She's been super strong. She's talked to people about it, and yeah, she cried for 2 days straight, but then, like, she's been great. Like, yeah, she cries and she'll think about it every now and then, but she talks about it and she's willing to talk about it because she wants to be a midwife one day and she wants to help other pregnant women go through these things together and help her, and she can speak to these things and from experience and be able to help, you know, carry people through these things. So I think that she handling this has been incredible, and I think that I'm actually proud of both of us, like how we have come together as a couple and just really supported each other and loved each other, and it's brought us so much closer together as a married couple that, like, when we do have our first kid, like, we're going to be even more grateful, we're going to be even better parents, because we notice that, like, yeah, we have an accidental pregnancy, but it's not easy to have a kid, you know. So I think that, and we've seen that with other people, like some people don't even have a chance to get pregnant. So I think that the blessing that we've learned within all this, like, yeah, it's a terrible thing and it's tragedy that this all happened. But like, we're just so much more grateful from it, like, on the other side. And I think that it's going to have a lot more benefits than what we would have thought. And yeah, I'm excited to have our first baby, and I know Jen's a little anxious about. I know she's a little anxious about her next pregnancy, but I thought I wouldn't want to have a kid until 30. But after her being pregnant for a little bit, I was like, hey, that was kind of fun. Like, you know, maybe we should have a baby. So now we'll probably plan for her to have have a kid within the next year or so. So it's one of those things where, like, it's changed my perspective.
You said within the next year, then looked at me because you figured I'm not.
What? Yeah, no, I said that. I looked at you because...
No, you said within the next year?
Yeah. Well, don't get your hopes up.
See.
But, yeah, it's just been a crazy learning experience, and obviously going through the COVID pandemic during the same time, like, it's just a very emotional time. But I think that's
We're just going to scrap 2020 and start again in 2020.
Yeah, for real. So, and I think that's what I was even telling God. I'm like, God, the rest of 2020 better be lit, because this has been crap so far, you know.
And I also, like, back what you said, like, how our faith has really gotten us through this. I had, like, 30 people tell me the same thing. They said, God doesn't make mistakes. And at first, like, when I was told that, I wanted to be mad at them. Like, what do you mean God doesn't make mistakes? Like, clearly God made a mistake. Like, God made something not right with my baby, or not right with my body, or who knows what happened. But God clearly made a mistake here. Like, this was not supposed to happen to me. And I feel like as I've gone through this and processed that, like, I've held on to that almost, just like knowing that God does not make mistakes, and I know that that's true, and I know that God doesn't waste the pain that we felt or the trauma that I've been through physically and emotionally, and I know that, like you said, one day I'll be able to guide and counsel other women through this as their care provider, as their midwife, and I know that that will help me, and that's why I'm really passionate about, like you said, like filming this video and sharing it on our Instagrams, and I shared it on my podcast, and I want to speak out about it, and I want to help other people through the same thing. And also, like, we waited to tell our family, and we never announced it, like, to all of our friends or to the public or, like, over social media, and I really regret that. I read this post on Instagram from a girl, and she talked about how there's this, like, unwritten rule that you can't announce your pregnancy until you're at least 12 weeks when you're, like, in the safe zone, and there is no safe zone. People miscarry at all the times throughout their pregnancy, and it's terrible and it's so tragic, but with my next pregnancy, I'm not going to wait until I'm 12 weeks, because I was robbed of the experience to celebrate my baby, and I only got to mourn my baby in public. I never got to celebrate my baby in public, and I wish I would have. So if waiting suits you better, wait till you're 12 weeks, or wait until you feel safe enough. But if you don't want to wait, like, I just felt like I had to. Like, I just felt like there's a rule by society that I had to wait. And I just want to also empower you that if you don't want to wait, don't wait. Like, tell people and celebrate your baby, because you never know when that can be stolen from you. And I really wish I would have done that. And my recovery from my D&E has been fine. I truly haven't had much bleeding or cramping. I'm just letting my body heal and trying to rest, and I thankfully got like a week and a half to 2 weeks off of work, which I'm super grateful for. And Ashton's been amazing, literally taking care of me and been my rock while I cried and couldn't do anything on my own, I felt like, for days. I truly would not have been able to get through this without you. So going forward, talking about it is how I process things. It really is. It's what I can talk about this without crying because I've already talked and told a lot of people, my friends and family, everybody, this story.
So going forward is to love each other, continue to love each other, build our relationship up, continue becoming great people, because great people can end up becoming great parents, and I think that's the goal.
Try again.
And then try again. So
whenever it happens.
And whenever it happens, we're not gonna let you guys know. We'll just tell you when it's.
But I'm not holding off, so I'll let you know.
I'm holding off.
No. I mean, I'm not holding off to like announce.
Oh, I was gonna say there's 2 parts to a process. You can't choose.
Okay.
But we're gonna love our fur baby.
Yeah.
Brew. He's a big enough baby to take care of right now. And yeah, we'll try again, and we'll have kids soon in the future. So.
And we're just remaining hopeful, and I'm really honestly like I'm heartbroken, and I will always miss that baby and wonder who they would have been, and I would just wonder what their life would have been because I know they would have been amazing. But I'm really excited to try again, and it makes me even more like scared, and I know I'll be super nervous, but it makes me more joyful and excited and appreciative of thinking about a future pregnancy, and it makes, and like just relying on God, like I just feel an overwhelming like peace with the whole thing lately, that, and like a promise, like I feel like I have a promise over me that like it's gonna be fine, and you are gonna have this, you're gonna have it. I don't know, I just feel very hopeful for my next pregnancy. And I know that comes from God, because I know it's nothing a miscarriage would have given me. Right. But I have it somehow.
Yeah. And we'll have beautiful caramel babies soon. So we appreciate you guys watching this. We appreciate all the love and support that so many of you have been pouring out to us. Jen's got like 15 vases of flowers out there. Been great. And, people have sent us money for dinner and stuff like that. So, and God's shown up incredibly, even with this whole surgery. We were worried about the financial ramifications of it, especially with me not being at work, and God showed up even in that too. So like we're super faith-filled right now. Even though we're hurt, we're already stronger from it. It's like a workout that we just did that like we're already better from it, and of course like there's still soreness and healing in that whole process, but we just want to encourage anybody that's going through the same thing, or is in a pregnancy right now, or is eventually going to become pregnant, that there are scary moments that are going to happen like this, and that's why it's so important. Like as a man, like it's your responsibility. Like you're in this pregnancy as well. Like yes, she's the one carrying the baby and she has to take care of herself, but you have to take care of her. Like you have to be there for her. She's going to have off days, and she might have a occasion that happens like this, and like this is your time to step up and be a man. So. We appreciate you guys. We love you, and hopefully we have some more cheerful videos coming soon.
Subscribe to our YouTube, and our Instagram links are in the bio. Especially if you're a woman or if you're a male who's ever experienced this, reach out to us through our Instagram. They're in the description box below, and we would love to hear from you. Especially if you're a woman and have gone through this, or even if you're pregnant and are going through things. I have a podcast called What the Bump. And
gotta check it out. So
yes,
good.
I would love to even have you on my podcast if you're willing to share. And I talk about everything from prenatal, pregnancy, labor, delivery, miscarriages, birth, anything surrounding a pregnancy. I love to have people on to interview you for your birth story, your miscarriage story, anything that you want to talk about. So please check out our handles in the description box below and reach out to us through Instagram.
We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.